there we go. Okay.
Ah, man.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, man. I can't believe we're back. Can't believe it.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Oh,
It's been a while.
my God. Like, where am I?
You are
It's
at.
since 2019. Like, where?
Yeah.
I,
It's 2021 now. It's been a good while. A very good while. Check out a lot of shit to do.
almost, are we at the end? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and then, one, what a year. What a year.
I'm listening to you on the live stream right now. I can hear you perfectly fine.
No, that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm
Yeah, man. I can watch.
saying?
I can watch this live on my TV if I wanted to. Okay.
Ha ha.
Ah, yes. Powered by OCO Media. So, Yabani, I
So,
give it all to you.
it's media company that start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, TZF. You wanted to do TZF, remember?
So I gotta go and do the intro for my own stuff. So you're gonna do relationships, right?
That's the agreement. Right?
Okay, guys, remember this now. Remember this. If Yabani doesn't host for relationships, just understand something wrong, right? Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hey, no baby.
What's going on? So we're joined
Right.
by your boy Glenville Dixon and your other boy Yabani Danvers, and this is Youth
Okay,
of
okay.
Tomorrow
No,
podcast,
okay.
right? So the
Why OTP?
yes, sir. So the episode for today is Mindset for Scale, the TZF story, and our quote is: given the culture of business creation, you can't have one if you aren't ready. Right? So let's jump right in. So, Yabani, Yabani, what's a business?
Oh, well, what a business is supposed to be. It's, I believe it's a crossroad from entrepreneurship in terms of the sole proprietorship and selling goods and services to other persons and everything.
But is that really all a business
That's what
is?
I really think.
Just the selling of goods and services to other people? Is that really is that it? Is that all we do? Is that the limits?
For a business, you have to, like, I could say for a business owner, but for business itself, giving goods and services to customers and giving good customer service, then, what would you say? Then, in sales on products and services, and so on and so forth. Just having a whole, what would you call it?
What would you call it?
It's basically selling because, man, I don't know. It's right. I didn't think about this right
Yeah.
there now. Right there now. You're right there, my
So this is my thing, right? This is my
you
thing.
sell goods and services. That's like the the foundation, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So in my eyes, right, a company or business is this is a very simplified version of it. You take a bunch of people, you throw them in a bucket, you have a person that leads the bucket, and that bucket has to take in, let's say, alcohol and wheat and whatever, and it's supposed to take out wine. And all the little people inside the barrel have to work together to create wine, right? And just change that to whatever it is, like from scaling to mining to providing the goods and service to whatever, right? And in exchange for the wine, they get money. So you have a little, just imagine a little snout on the top, and you have to throw money in there as the wine comes out. That creates a cycle that keeps the business running, right? A business, their lifeblood is money.
Basically put it this way.
Yeah.
Put it this way. In the little people in a bucket, and you as the business owner, you control the creation of the product.
Yes.
Let's say, for instance, the wine example. The people inside, they just mush up. Just, back in the day when you had you try.
Sorry. You broke up. You broke up for a little bit.
One face. Oh man. Okay, so let's say, for instance, back in the day, you're trying to make wine, and you have to actually use your feet to crush the actual grapes, I believe. Is grapes they use back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Berry. Yeah. And then you, as the business person, have to control everything from the actual creation of the product to how it's, the actual packaging and the presentation. You have to control the selling, and you have to control how it's going to be, how the finance is going to be distributed.
Yeah, exactly. Or the finances could be distributed to the shareholders, because maybe the shareholders were able to provide the money to make the bucket in the first place, right? Or they provided the startup funds.
In terms of getting the actual funds, or trying to get, or maybe just maybe to outsource, because this is the outsource aspect of things.
It could also be that.
So basically, let's say you have an outsourced person for outsourced business or the actual grapes. All you just need to do is just do the crushing and all that someday, and just be the one to create the actual wine. But you have an external outsource for that same grape. Maybe you have a percentage of the sales and all that stuff.
No, that's getting way too complicated. Way too complicated.
Yo, I swear, the business world.
Way too complicated. You went from.
I was just about to say this, right? The business world is too vast. It's too vast. It's too big. It's too big. It's too big. We can't even have all that in one episode. So trust me, y'all need to stay tuned. Because I'm telling y'all, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We have so many episodes lined up for y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I implore y'all, share this live stream. Share it to you. Put it everywhere. Because I believe we're on YouTube right now, right?
No, we're on Facebook.
Well, hey, everybody on Facebook, share it to everywhere. All the people that's going to be watching the rebroadcast, share it. We have two young people in Antigua that do a big podcast. Like, support the thing, you know what I'm saying? Support the thing. Trust me, it's just up from here. Trust me.
So my question.
So let's just continue.
My question to you is, what do you think about the difference between experience, like real life experience, versus the shit you learn in school? Which, by the way, I'm phrasing the question. You can tell I'm pretty biased.
I think everybody in the comments gonna be like, two, right?
Yeah, but what do you think?
Think about it.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you
You
think?
already know, right? Okay, this is my thing, right? Academia, it's good. It's good, but there's a lot of things that needs to be fixed. Say, for instance, the argument of the let's say if you want to go for communications degree,
Mm-hmm.
just something that I might go into the future since I'm going to be in media and all that stuff. But let's say, for instance, for the communications degree, everybody and their mother know communications degree is a crap. I know, and it's old-fashioned media stuff. It's just very old-fashioned. No new content's been introduced to the curriculum. It
Yeah,
just
very
needs to
not
be
updated.
changed. There's there's that aspect. At the same time, we still have that platform. Is there? Cable is still around. And we have something for y'all coming up very soon, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that on
In
another
time.
podcast. We'll
In
talk
time.
about it on another podcast.
In time.
We'll talk about in time. For academia, it's not bad, but it's just the experience part is so much more valuable now.
No, I
It's
think it's
just
always
so
been this
much more
valuable.
valuable. You just have in it is, and that's what's the crazy part. Everybody's been wanting to go to college and everything. Not saying college is bad. Go get your diploma. Go get your stuff, girl. Go get your stuff, man. Get your stuff, man. But trust me, take some time if you're out of your learning in your academia work. Go to that little. Let's say if you're in media, to that radio station down the road and tell them, hey, I'm trying to be in the media industry and um, see that the radio industry is something that's very interesting to me, so I'd like to be an intern
Yeah.
and have the actual raw experience of of show planning, of audio, what you call it, audio
Audio design.
editing for all the shows,
Mm-hmm.
script, audio design, audio editing, that whole thing, making commercials, you know, even to have a whole conversation in terms of, studying how the host does his shows, how he speaks, the bravado, the oomph, as you say, to you know, captivate an audience verbally through air, just through a whole system,
Yeah.
type of thing. Just having raw experience. I really think it's so much important because this is my thing. If you don't have the experience, have a degree, you are worthless.
Pretty much.
Sorry,
Pretty much. Especially
you are
if
worthless.
you.
I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yabani?
So go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh.
Speak your mind, boy.
So, especially for, let's say, trades, for example, those are heavily experience based, right? And one thing I need to just proclaim out there, right? We ain't necessarily against academic work and education. The problem is it's useful, right? It's useful especially for when you're trying to go for highly specialist jobs and positions like medical physician or surgeon, maybe even a general
Medical field.
surgeon,
Yep.
a lawyer, highly specialized, let's say, because those are technically trades as well. Lawyers technically a trade because you work pretty much independently. You don't really work for
Yeah.
a company like that unless you're with a big law firm. But you do it for the information gathering, and because of the stigma that's put around, if you don't have this degree, then I cannot trust your ability to do good work, right? But when it comes to like trades or let's say starting your own business, like there are people out here who are giving out like business degrees. And I'm like, I'm not sure that teaching people the
Yes.
technicalities of business will really prepare people for actually business, right? Because I've gone through some of the course studies and so on and so forth. there's a difference between learning about a specific thing and then experiencing it for yourself, right? Like the best example of this is when you watch the news and you see that someone died like halfway around the country, halfway around the world or something from this invisible illness, right? And then you're like, yeah, cool, you know all about it, you know all the symptoms, you know all that good stuff, you know the potential and all that good stuff. But you're like, you know, and then let's say someone for me died, right? Someone very close to me. And I have to experience that. I'm not watching it on the TV screen, I'm experiencing it, right? That's a completely different level compared to just learning about it on a book. And that's why for business subjects especially, they really do encourage you to go and get internships, because I don't know about you guys. I work in a creative agency, me and Yabani, and the funniest thing is, if you try and get any type of position, like full-time for lots of jobs and applications, they actually want 2 years of experience and more for very entry-level positions in this day and age, right? I'm not talking,
Minimum, by the way.
yeah. I'm not talking about Starbucks, I'm not talking about KFC, I'm talking about like
Minimum.
specialist editor,
Corporate.
right? We talk about corporate, right? The creation of like really, really, really nice things. I say really nice things. Like they could be creating crap and still making money for all I know. But you know what I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So in my
I know
experience,
people when they hear corporate, we don't know.
in my experience, right?
How you know how you go.
I've done the experience side of things. I've done the academic side of things. And I think, to be honest with you, experience is way better than academic, right? The reason I say this is because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you're most likely not going to be remembered by the slip of paper you have in your hand, but the accomplishments you make to humanity once you're outside of school. Right?
That needs to be pushed more, you know what I'm saying? That needs to be pushed more.
That's what I think. Wait, I'm just texting this guy who is trying to not jump onto the live. He know himself.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And
Man.
oh my goodness, actually, that actually marks the time where we're supposed to go for a little break. So we'll come back in just a little bitty second. Just a little bitty second.
Just a little bitty second. You're coming back, okay? Okay?
And oh my goodness, this went too high. We are back. Yabani.
Yeah.
We've returned. I hope you all liked the little song I was playing. I thought that the intro was going on for way too long, so I was like, okay, let me just change that onto another song.
Yeah.
So I put out Invincible. I hope we don't get copyright strike. That's the hope.
Yeah.
But if we do, you know, the price you have to pay. The price you have to pay. So, jumping right back into it, we are going to jump into a little bit about TZF. What is TZF? What do we do? So on and so forth. And we're just going to end it today by talking about one specific story of when we first got scammed. Pretty much. So to start off, yes. So to start off, I'm gonna just say TZF pretty much started off because we wanted to do this. We wanted to do a podcast because we used to work in Observer Media Group, which is the biggest radio station in Antigua.
Shout out to them.
Currently, we work with them on a project called
Shout out.
Ufology. And
Ufology.
because of that, we were able to get a lot of experience. we worked there for 2 years. I think between me and Yabani, it's around like 4 or 5 years or so. We've been hosting, doing the tech, being on the show, panelists, introducing the guests, and so on and so forth. It was a really good experience. And we just had the idea, well, why don't we start our own podcast? Right? So I was like, well, we don't have the money to start our own podcast and maintain it. So let's create a little business. And that's how TZF was first formed. Right? And as you can all tell, if we're jumping back into doing podcasts now, then we are in a pretty good position, as you can tell. Right? So let's just jump into the lovely story of when we first got scammed. So, Yabani, do you want to intro this? Or
I don't even remember that story, you see. But one thing I do have is the check.
the check. The check.
Which we will show it in the after this podcast. But to me, oh my
The
god.
check. No. I refuse to
just
show
tell
anyone
people
else the
so.
check until we get 5,000 followers. Not 5,000 followers. 5,000
Oh.
people on the live stream at once. When we get that, then we'll show the check. But basically, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to tell you all the full
That's what
story
we
actually.
see.
To be honest with you, y'all don't deserve it. It was our first client
Hey.
over the freelancer platform, right? We were supposed to do a web design for them, and I won't tell you all the full story. As a matter of fact, I changed my mind. I'm just going to say that it didn't
Hey.
exactly work out, and we still have the check to this day. It's been 2 years,
Man,
2.5 years or so,
day.
right?
Just give the people now a little sneak peek.
No.
Hi guys. Give them a little, you know what I'm saying?
That is
Just give them like
good.
maybe the beginning.
Okay.
Just give them like the beginning, and then just chop them off.
Let me give you all a little teaser, right? So this check that they sent in, right, for a preconceived amount of money took 3 weeks to reach us. 3 whole weeks. 3 weeks? 3 whole weeks. Right? You had to go to our supplier and then come down to Antigua. It took around 3 weeks. And I get that check there and I say, something wrong. That's an army say. That's an
Something
army say.
wrong.
That's all I'm gonna say about
Something
this.
wrong.
Hey, Chuck, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So, following that, right, we pretty much were able to expand our empire of sorts towards all kinds of different things. Currently, we are working on a podcast. Actually, not podcast. We're doing that right now. We're working on a movie, right? Shout out to Fragrance Fantique and Override. You can look it up on Facebook right now. We have some stuff posted up that I think you guys would like.
Yes.
And, share it, like, subscribe. Let's go. Let's see what's going
So
on.
shout out to Tani
Tian as well. She's helping us very well, right?
and Tian.
She's
I don't know
over
why I
in
have that.
England. Yeah, your nickname for her, right? She's over there in England. I do she thing. You check. So just, I'm not gonna give you all her information now. Maybe another show
Yeah, man.
because I don't have it with me. I didn't expect to, give all y'all a shout out. But we shall see what happens. And the movie is just one aspect of things we're doing. All the other things we're doing is kind of sneak peek for now. And we're also going to start posting on the social media to display all the stuff we've been doing behind the scenes. For any of you business listeners who might have some interest in working with some Caribbean flavors and getting your businesses off the ground, or even just meeting some amazing people, right? We can link you. We're pretty amazing ourselves. We can get some stuff done. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say when it comes to TZF. What about you, Bonnie?
I would just say this. It goes back to the conversation of experience versus academia.
Yeah.
Since this is kind of going into a different conversation, but I might introduce it. I'll just flow with it, right? So, for the entirety of this whole experience in developing TZF and all that stuff. Never been in the position of leadership before. It's quite interesting because some people might know me Antigua. People will say, wait, you never lead anything before? No, not technically. I've been around great people. I've never really lead stuff. So this literally is giving me a lot of experience, you know, in terms of how to talk to people in networking, financing, social media marketing in general. Just a lot of experience, and even having this whole movie thing
Yeah.
is just mind-boggling how much experience is coming about thing. It's and I'm just gonna say this whole movie thing is going to be extremely big potentially. So you guys will have to stay tuned for that one. Yeah, but back to the whole thing with EZF. It's been an amazing experience. Me and Glenn has been at it for going on 2 years now.
A good while.
2 years, right? It's a good while. It's a good while. It's like, yeah, man. I really love it. I love where we're going. I love who we are connecting right now with. And I'm pretty much sure going to enjoy future people that we're going to be connecting and everything, especially with this podcast thing. It's something that I'm going to be controlling, but that's how we will see about it. You guys will. And you guys will see about that. You know what I'm saying? So, but this whole thing has just been an amazing experience. I implore y'all, just stay tuned to us. Stay tuned, because as young black men, especially with this whole it goes into another conversation that we want to go into in terms of having high value guys and all that stuff. But we will go into that in another topic.
Oh, you're not on YouTube today. We'll check. No, nobody where you ban you. High value man, my ass. You are what's your name? Kevin Samuel people and them start radar chat? No. Not about that life.
Hey, that's how it is. Some of them have some money, so hey, remember we're going to be doing some Patreon stuff soon. So maybe hey, come through. Some of your high value guys with like 6-figure people. Hey, donate to the Patreon. We can do the Patreon stuff soon. Don't worry, man. We got a lot of stuff soon. We gonna build a lot of stuff soon. You know what I'm saying? Just hold on and wait. But again,
you have a long life ahead
of
us.
Conversation. It's been so much stuff that we're going to be doing. It's going into this upcoming week. Oh my god. It's mind-boggling of how much things that we have done so far and where we're going. And I'm absolutely loving it. And this goes into something that I wanted to talk to Glenn about privately, but I think it might be something that we can, discuss for a little bit in terms of stressing and worrying about how things are going, being putting pressure on yourself in terms of, going after stuff. Because especially in this whole corporate, business world, and especially with everybody being competitive and the whole easy way of making money, but which is really not easy because it's not a lot of celebrities out there. Even though with the whole TikTok thing, no, it's not enough. It's just not enough, but it's still competitive at the same time. All the pressure you have to put on yourself, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And recently, I kind of have shooken off that because, I was sick with something, I go tell y'all what it is. I go tell y'all what it is. So you come up to your own conclusions. But I was sick, very, very sick for the past week or two. I think yeah, from the 15th or so, from mid last month to to the almost the end of that last month. So it's around 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And been focusing on my health and life and everything, taking things back and just being more appreciative of stuff and not just and when I say this, I think it's is a thing, which is this. Be comfortable of where you are. Which might sound a bit strange to people, and even might sound a bit strange to Glenville, but just listen here.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear you out.
Yeah, in being comfortable where you are, can then relax, just think, strategize. If you get what I'm saying now, you know what I'm saying? Because I did a post. On LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn. You buy the damn girls, follow me on LinkedIn. And I made a post. I don't remember the post. I think it's in life you have to sit. Think. No. This is what I did. This is what I said. Said sometimes you have to just sit, look, think, and plan. And that's where I'm going with this.
Yes. Okay.
So, you get it now. You get that concept now. So you have to make sure you're comfortable so you can look around, so you can understand what's happening.
Yeah.
You don't overbear yourself of putting the pressure of being a young professional, never really been to college, never really have that amount of experience in this whole in a whole different field, and being introduced to different things that is just mind-boggling to you first time around, and all that stuff there, and again being young and black and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It gives you pressure, but you have to understand, hey, young, especially my young people who go in college, my 18, let's say 21-year-old. Hey, we have our lives ahead of us, you know what I'm saying? We have our lives. So I would implore y'all and encourage y'all. Anytime you're worrying about stuff or you even though you're in your 20s or so, you've missed out in life. You've seen a lot of young people being millionaires and all this stuff there, being entrepreneur. Listen, me and Glenn are going. People will never fathom the actual journey that we've been a part of from then when we started in 2019 to now, and where we're going in the future. Because we have to understand, we have to make sure we don't overbear ourselves and put pressure on us. Just do our thing, learn. Even if we fall, even if we do things wrong, it doesn't matter. Even if we're in the second year, 19 and 18 years old, we have time. All you need to do, my people, all you just need to do is sit. That will be your comfort place. That's where you don't have that much stress. Just sit, look at things, just look around to make sure, because when you're in your comfortable state, you can look clearly. Look around, see, oh my God, this is blah blah blah, and you have that conversation in your mind, and then you think what can be done, and then you plan. strategize. You go ahead and talk to people, network, and all this stuff. Learn independently, learn in academia, get certifications, do this and get experience. Go maybe do a little internship somewhere. Just man, sit, look, think, and plan. And that's what my message is about today.
Well,
That's my message.
I clap if it didn't peak the microphone, right? Like really, just to summarize what everybody said, like you really, really, really can't expect success by overthinking your life, right? Stress really, a huge part of stress really comes down to having so much things going on in your head that you can't focus on what is necessary to fix your problem, right? So, yeah, y'all need to be comfortable in the position you're in now, because once you can understand why you're in your position now, you'll be able to move forward and do something beyond your capacity. If regardless, let's say you're basically filling up your head with all the reasons why you can't make it, all the reasons all these people are so much better than you, right? You're not comfortable with yourself, and if you're not comfortable with where you are now, that will lead to, let's say, just two things. Either all these people and their success starts to pressure you, and that pressure is so high that it makes you unable to actually perform anything. Or two, because of the pressure around you, you're not content with where you are now. You throw yourself into a situation you can't handle yet, and you didn't prepare yourself to handle it yet, and then you end up feeling even worse. And then that reinforces the idea that you're just going to stay in the same position forever, and you become jealous of the people around you. You need to be content. I don't think you can necessarily move forward if you're not content with where you are now. You don't necessarily, okay, you have to accept your current position, right? Accept it. If you can accept your current position, you'll be able to create a new position for yourself in the future, pretty much. Right?
Because if you have more understanding of where you are,
Yeah.
you can have a more understanding of where you can go.
Yes, exactly. Right? And Yabani pretty much hit it all to the park, so I don't really have much to add on to this. We
Think about it too. One thing we can do, one thing you have to also do. This is one of the things we have on the script is take risk. Take risk. The thing. People don't want to take risks nowadays. If this whole social media thing and people doing podcasting, people doing content, people be on TikTok, all this stuff there. Even if it's so easy nowadays, you don't want to take risk. That's so strange to me. I never understood that. It's like,
I mean, I don't know. I think
like you can be like 25. You've never been like in corporate, for example, like, or maybe never did that what you call it, that network marketing business, which might have some potential initially, but just having the experience of just taking the risk, because you never know. You just never know.
Yeah,
I don't know what can happen.
I think that's the reason people don't start it in the first place, because they don't know. Like, think about it. The reason some people choose to go to college and get their degree and then go and get a job is because of the security that brings them, right? If you have a degree in this particular field, then I'll be able to get a job for sure, and I'll be able to make money. That's not necessarily guaranteed if you just go out there and take a risk on something you think is a good idea, right? And the statistics show that there's a like 98-99% chance you'll fail anyways. So like the real question should be, why should you take a risk in spite of, let's say, the world being against you, right? Why should you do that? What's the benefit?
It can be answered into this way because world's been created when people take risk. by people taking risk, pretty much. If you realize in this whole world of people creating new things, and especially in terms of building houses, back in the whole Stone Age, people never had brick and mortar homes and having interior design. Like, people take risk, then comes of it innovation. That comes of it. Comes after it. Understand? So
Yeah, exactly.
even if the
So,
world's against you, put your fists up and say, "Hey, I'm here." Why? That's where the world will respect you. They say, "Hey, yeah, we could do this, we could do that. Even if I fail, so what?
exactly, a lot of
I don't
people
care.
hate the idea of failure.
Done it. I've got the experience. So yeah,
Yeah. Like, if you go to any successful person, really and truly, they'll tell you about the amount of times that they had to fail in order to succeed in the first place. And I'm like, in my opinion, right, the reason you should take the risk into something, right? Let's say you plan it out properly. Let's say you understand everything that you're supposed to, and you have everything set out so you don't have to meet things that you're not prepared with yet. The reason you take the risk is because it's something that you love, pretty much. Love doesn't necessarily mean it won't stress you, right? Very, very, very easy distinction I have to make right there. Just because you love something doesn't mean you don't have to suffer when you experience it, right? I think hobbies and passions and so on and so forth, a part of doing it comes with the trial and error and the, let's just say, the joy of winning, right? The frustration of losing and the overall experience is what keeps you pushing forward. So you take the risk for the experience, not the end goal, for the experience. The reason a lot of rich people are depressed is because all they did was fight for an end goal. They never fight, they never enjoy the experience of what they've been going through. So they end up having regrets for the things that they've done or the things that they've gone through, or the things that they've been through, and then they end up getting depressed because you're here at the top of the world, you have everything, but at the exact same time you have nothing because you're never able to enjoy it in the first place, right? So that's my
so true.
that's my thing to you guys. If you all take the risk, and the reason you should take the risk is because you love it, right? If you don't love it, don't take the
You love
risk because you'll either fail or hate yourself while you're succeeding, right?
it. Mm.
And that's not no negative thing, that's just a fact.
Gosh.
Just a fact. You have to love what you do, especially in something where you never know what will happen the next day. Especially in that situation, like being an entrepreneur or an influencer or something of that level, right? That's all I
Yeah.
have
Oh
to say.
yeah.
If your body doesn't have anything that he wants to talk about, then we're gonna just go into another break for now and then jump into the regular talk segment of the podcast. Ibani?
Um, I think that we've covered everything, and it's been an amazing first part of this podcast. I really enjoyed it, and I think the ending was like amazing because we just talk our mind, especially as we growing up and everything, and doing that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I love this type of feeling. I just love that. I really do.
Us over here giving each other pats on the backs. Oh yes, you did so great. You did amazing. Oh, that ending was
I know,
amazing.
right?
Look at that.
Oh my god!
And all you guys are listening to this. So, thank you for listening, and all the people that listen after. And if you have anything that you have stood to gain from this, tune in. Follow our social media. I will not name it for certain reasons. You shall find us. And, keep in contact. Send us some comments. We put a poll in the description below, description in the comment section below. So like fill out the poll. Like if you would fill out the poll for us, that'd be great. And that would be it for today. So see you guys.